Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women STEM Wednesday. She's been one of our guests before. She's hosted Women STEM Wednesdays, and in this episode, episode 30, she has a special announcement and surprise for all of you. So I hope you guys um, are excited for it. It is exclusive to be revealed here tonight in Women STEM Wednesday. So I'm gonna go and let her in. Hi. Figure everybody already knows you, but you can go ahead and give a quick intro about what you do and who you are and what are we talking about tonight because I didn't want to spoil the news. I wanted you to present it. And yeah, for everybody that doesn't know you, um, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone. Yeah, so my name is Fernanda SULANTAY. I'm a chemical engineer and also I am a social media content creator. So yeah, you can find me as SULANTAY. And yeah, I create content on Instagram and on TikTok specifically to help college students. And more specifically to help those students that are underrepresented or minority students coming from low income families or like first generation students. So hi everyone, like I'm super happy to be here, and especially because of the announcement that we have to make today. um I'm reading like some of the comments, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so should I say like the announcement right now? Do we start with that?
Well, before the
Oh
announcement,
yeah, yeah,
I guess I wanna ask you a couple questions.
yeah.
And what do you think changed your like career? Like I know that you are from El Salvador, you came here when you were 19. What do you think that was very pivotal in your, college, path that changed your life?
Yeah. Well, and yeah, and before I even say that, like I do want to mention, as Sandra was saying, I am from another country, from El Salvador, and I came here when I was 19 years old. So I mean, everything was new for me, like the whole system, and also like the language. Like I couldn't speak English very well, and also, I was that student that I tried to help. I was an underrepresented student. My parents didn't go to college, so I'm a first generation student. And so while I was in engineering school, I had like to go through these obstacles, right? And like work hard to get where I am today, right? And yeah, so like I one of the things that I loved about the US is that it was there was a lot of opportunities. Like if you really want to do something, the opportunities were there. And one of those opportunities was being part of an engineering challenge competition, because in this program I learned very early in my undergrad how to solve real world issues. Because like, okay, we learn a lot of theory at the beginning, and then up until we're in senior year we actually work on a problem. um, and so like I love that I was able to do it in my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and I was completely lost at the beginning, but it gave me like so many skills. And also this program taught me things that maybe I would have not learned if I didn't do it, because I was a chemical engineering major. And for example, because of these programs, I learned how to code and the importance of coding. I learned a little bit about manufacturing, some like circuits knowledge, using like Arduinos and Raspberry Pi. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I mean, as a chemical engineer, I never had a project in my major that I had to use those things. But as part of this program, I learned it, and this gave me like the experience I needed to get a job. So actually, while I was an undergrad, I never did an internship, but after 2 years, I was able to get a job as a project engineer, and I was not even like I didn't have a bachelor's at that moment. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, like I never did an internship, but I had this experience because I did it for like 3 years. So I worked in three different projects, and that gave me like the skills.
Oh, that's amazing. So you think that for you, an engineering challenge was very pivotal, and so I guess we're gonna keep everybody, in suspense for like a couple minutes, as it's part of our show to do a meme review since engineering memes
Yes.
account, it's a memes account, and everybody usually asks like, so, like, what are you guys doing here? We're taking over as women in STEM on Wednesdays. I'm just kidding. So, for anybody that doesn't know, engineering memes guy is a great male ally and a woman. He gives us his platform to talk about, engineering and our experience in engineering, and also to advocate about the challenges in engineering, but not to only advocate, but to say how great are those challenges and how tough it makes us all, right? Not just women, but all. Uh, so yeah, just to give us more like, I guess, like a space that's safe. So, like I think that it's pretty cool, especially as, today I posted a reel. I don't know if you saw it, Fernanda, but STEM has only, like, Latinas only represent 2% of STEM. So, it's amazing that engineering means guy, aka Eduardo,
Mhm.
is giving us his platform to normalize the fact that Latinas are also in STEM. And
Yes,
actually,
here we are.
exactly. And Fernanda is a Latina in STEM, and she's no big deal. She's a Yale PhD student, and started in community college. And that's another thing that we also want to normalize for people, the fact that
Yeah,
if we can do it, you can do it too. Ask any questions in any way, or in any shape or form. We are going to try to help you. Actually, STEMedia is, trying to help a lot of students in mentorship. Fernanda also tries to help a lot of students, and she's actually doing something pretty cool for students that we're gonna tell you. But okay, so let's do our quick like meme review. So let me go to that page right now.
yeah. And while you do that, like, yeah,
Yeah.
STEMedia just posted about this program that he's doing, right? That I was like, oh my God, like this is so exciting. I wish I knew about this program when I was younger. Okay, yeah, let's start the review. Yeah. Wait. I think at the beginning you had it like good. Yeah, yeah, like that. Or maybe a little bit farther so they can see the top. Yeah, like that, like that. So yeah, it's saying chemist in 1925. I'm going to pipette, which is sulfuric acid. That's sulfuric acid using my mouth, and like sulfuric acid, it's bad. Like it irritates your skin, and it's just bad. Like I forgot like all the bad things that it can do, but it's an acid, so it's bad for you. And like they were not scared, and now like chemists now they're like help. Like 0.0001 acetic acid fell on my glove, which is like a very, very low concentration of acetic acid, and that wouldn't do anything to you, I believe. I think the concentration has to be like more than 25% to do something to you. So it's like now we're just so afraid, like, no.
That's amazing. What was I gonna say? Okay, and I think I wouldn't know that. Only you will get it because you're a chemical engineer.
Oh, the
Okay,
other one,
what
yeah.
about?
This one, yeah, it's about coding. So I think more people know how to code. Can you put it farther away? Because, like, in the top, okay, yeah. It says, me, I love computers. I love coding. This is my greatest passion. And this is literally me. I'm always saying how I love to code. And then it's like a few hours after I'm coding and it doesn't work. I'm like,
Oh my God, that's funny. No, I kind of get it. Okay, so right, so you can tell us about. We don't want to leave everybody in much suspense, but so I think it's very important for you to carve out space for more people and kind of like, like pay it forward, right? Like what other people did for you and this engineering challenges and
Yeah,
competitions did for
exactly.
you. So tell us what your surprise is.
Yes, yes. Okay, so yeah, like as I said, like I was part of these programs. They helped me so much, and actually, like the guy who was running these programs, like he was just so into helping students, and I always admired that, and I always thought that he was super helpful to me, and I had to it had to be like a chain, right? I wanted it to be like a chain, like I wanted to do the same thing later on when I was like in a good position, like after I graduated, and I was able to do it. And so, yeah, like I already graduated. Now I'm working in social media, and I saw, okay, the possibility that it can be that I can do it as well. So that's what I did. I created another engineering challenge competition. This one will be more specifically for female engineering students. And yes, we have the website live, you guys. I have partnered with Papaya Tutor, and Sandra is the CEO of Papaya Tutor. So we've been doing it together. They've been helping me so much and like pushing me so much. So like, thank you so much, Sandra. And so yeah, it's called Empower Engineers. You can go to a website. If you go to the Papaya Tutor, you can just Google Papaya Tutor. You go to their website, and then in resources, you can go to um
You can go just
control.
to Papaya Tutor slash engineering challenge on the
Yes,
top. So yeah, learn more about Fernanda. But yeah, Fernanda, let you talk about it because you designed it with one of our interns, and I think that's pretty cool with Alexia. So if Alexia is watching, um,
yes, yeah, I wanted to say that as well. Yeah, like Alexia, she's engineering student in Peru, and like she did all of this. Like it's just so perfect. I had like I created, like a mock-up of how it was gonna look like, but it was not cute. And she fixed it. So I'm so excited of how like the result. And so you can go and sign up already. You can sign up until October 11th, and this is gonna happen the last week of October, and it's completely free for you to apply. We're gonna choose 1,000 students, and we're gonna work with you. So what you're gonna get out of this experience, you're gonna gain new technical and professional skills. You're gonna gain work experience. You're gonna be able to network not only with people like other students like you, but also the speakers. They're all underrepresented engineers. So yeah, most of us were Latinas, so you're gonna meet all these people, and you can ask questions like, how do you do it, right? You can do it too. And then you're gonna have the opportunity to win prizes, cash prizes. So this is like, if you've never heard of it, I mean, I feel like it's we can compare it to like a hackathon that like you work on a project for like the whole week, and then you give your solution at the end, and then you can win a prize if you win one of the first three places. Then we have sponsors. We're gonna post them soon, and yeah, so like they're helping us making these happen. So if you have any questions at the end, you can fill out the contact us form, but you can also just register. It's super easy. You just put your information, and there are two short questions. And honestly, I mean, we just want like the way that we're gonna select the students, it's by like your drive. Do you like how we want to see that you really want to put the effort to do it and to gain something out of this. And we don't care if you're like the perfect student. We just want to know that you want to make it happen.
so if I'm a student and I want to join, and by the way, she also wrote a blog about it. So if you want to read more about why should you join an engineering challenge? I don't know why it's showing that way. Um, but yeah, so here is all your experience on an engineering challenge, right? So they can see it later, but I wanted to ask you more questions about it, and I'll use your blog. But for anyone that wants to read it because they didn't have like enough of Fernanda, they can go to Women in STEM Wednesdays. We'll post the link later. But what was the most like fun part of it? Because I never did a challenge, and honestly, I think that like if I rewind back to my community college experience, I would have thought that, oh my God, this is so hard. Like I'm not gonna win, so I'm not just gonna do it. I don't have the time. Like, what would you tell me?
Oh yeah, I mean, I will. There's just so many benefits, and as I was saying, like you get experience, work experience if you didn't have enough. I mean, or if you didn't have any beforehand. So like when you apply for internships, then you have the opportunity to show something that you've been working out on, on like on a project, and that's gonna like set you apart from other applicants to
Oh,
start.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's a good thing to put on my resume.
definitely. Yeah. And then you also have like the networking opportunities, because besides, meeting students like you, as I was saying, like usually the speakers, I mean, the ones that I attended, usually they were engineers already,
Mhm.
and like they either were working at a company or at a university. And if they were there in a program like that, they wanted to help these kind of students. So I had, like I always saw them that they wanted to help me, and they wanted to create a connection if I wanted to apply to the company where they were working, stuff like that. So I think that's obviously super helpful because networking is key, like everyone knows that now. But yeah, like a fun thing that I mean, in general, it was a fun experience because I mean, you
Sorry.
were not getting a grade at the end. Like when you're in senior design, it's stressful
Right.
because you're getting a grade at the end, right?
Hmm.
But this one, it's like you're not getting a grade and you can just have fun and do some engineering stuff and learn and try. And I mean, usually like these things are free and you can
Hmm.
win prizes at the end, or sometimes you get paid. The ones that I did get paid for working, and it was like fun, because obviously like when you're in college, you're broke, you want money, and at the same time I was learning, I was doing something interesting. I mean, that's why I chose engineering, because I think that's fun. Yeah, and like doing hands-on projects, it's just fun.
I love that, you had a vision. I think that this is good for everybody that, that is dreaming out there of doing things. You can never dream too little. Dreaming is free, so go ahead and dream high and dream big. So Fernanda, like was an underrepresented student. When did you said that when you were part of an engineering competition, you said that there was a guy who was running the program and who was always so helpful and wanted to help more people, and you said, I want to be like him. I want to do what he's doing. I want to help too. Whenever, as soon as I can do it, I'm going to do it. So that's, that you set up a vision and now you're making it, which is amazing. But was it when you were in community college? Were you already in your bachelor's? Like, what made you think that this could be true for you?
I mean, I did these engineering challenges myself when I was in the community college. Like my first year, my first engineering class, the professor talked about it, and I applied. And then the next semester, like that's when it was happening. And I don't remember exactly like when, but yeah, it was like during my time at the community college. I mean, ever
Okay.
since I started, honestly, like I've been a volunteer in the math tutoring center. Like I always wanted to give back however I could, and that was just like a thing that I like to do, and I thought it was fun. So yeah, I always had that in mind. Like, okay, like I try to give back as much as I can. And then like recently, you know, when I started working as a social media content creator and I started meeting all of you guys, like so many other engineers, and I saw the things that you guys are doing, I was like, okay, I can dream big and do something.
Yeah, I know, and that's why representation matters. Like you see somebody that looks like you, talks like you're like, well, she can do it, I can do it too, right? So for anyone that's working hard, keep working hard because you're inspiring a lot of people, and that is Fernanda. I'm pretty sure you are inspiring a lot of girls out there. I would have never like I feel like had I known in community college, about all of the opportunities, I would have done it sooner. But there were so many times that, I just felt like lonely. And I was a big commuter because I had to work, but I'm glad that you're doing this.
Yes,
So
and look, like I totally, I love that you mentioned that you were feeling lonely. Like I remember I have this memory that, so like when I started community college, I couldn't speak English very well, and that was the first semester that I found out about this opportunity. I applied, and then the second semester I started there. So my English was not good, and I remember I went there, and everyone was just smart, and they were speaking in these big terms, and I could barely speak English. The first day I went home and I cried, and I was like, I cannot be there. Like I don't get it, you know, like I'm not that smart and I just don't understand English. And but then I just went back anyway. You know, and you know, obviously like at the beginning I felt lonely, but then you have no idea, like I made friends for life. Like I still see the people that I met there and we're so close. And I met also other immigrants there, maybe you know, cool, like we had some things in common, but I just met like, you know, a variety of engineering students. But anyway, like the friends that I made there, they're friends for life.
no, I wish I was more involved in community college. I think that it is important to have, uh, and I mean, networking is key, hands
Yeah,
down. I think that you should know that. And the fact that, like now companies are looking into emotional intelligence. So not only
oh
you
yeah,
have to be technically smart and pass your classes, you have to know how to work with people, how to
yeah,
navigate people. So that's something that you will learn in this engineering challenge. I'm very
yeah.
excited that, like that you trusted us, Papaya, and it's similar that we have like we're both immigrants who started a community college, and you know now I mean, you're also working in land research, so she's not only a STEM media communicator, she's also doing some AI complicated things at land research, which is a really cool company. But like it's like Intel, um, but their stock is actually higher, way higher. So, uh, so, so yeah, okay. So I have more questions. I know. Okay, so I'm assuming that you did not know this in the past, but after your experience, well, we talked about networking. So, do you think networking is key to your career success? So, why exactly, like, when did you realize in your engineering challenge? Did you realize in your engineering challenge, or did you realize that after?
No, I think I realized that after, and it was when people were trying to find jobs or internships. Like my friends and I, when we were trying to find these opportunities, I realized that it's just so hard to find them if you don't know someone at the company, you know, or like
Yeah.
if you didn't go and talk to a recruiter in person, like just sending the resume. Sometimes, I mean, like I've known of people that they have sent hundreds and hundreds of resumes or of applications, and like you get like one call back or something like that. And, you know, it's just so hard if you don't know someone. So yeah, so that's when I realized like, okay, like I was getting the opportunities mainly when I knew someone, or like when I knew the recruiter, when someone put me in contact with the recruiter, you know. And so like I was like, okay, networking is key. Like you really need know you really need to know people, right? So, and then like I started going back and thinking like, okay, who do I know, right? Who's working on companies that I want to work in. And I think that, for example, LinkedIn is key as well, because you can find out, you can like search a company that you're interested in, and then it will show you like the people that are connected to you that are working in these companies, for example, so to like realize, okay, who can help me. But yeah, I think that that's when I realized.
Wait, so I actually just realized that I missed a really good question by Roxana, computer science, Roxana CS. She said, when we were talking about your like struggle the first time as an immigrant, and I mean, I give you props. I would have never gone. I would have been like, that's not for me. I'm not gonna win. I'm not doing it. So the fact that you went and you barely spoke English, respect. She's just saying like, you went back home and you cried because, you thought that you didn't belong maybe. She
Uh-huh.
asked, what helped you push yourself to go back after the first time?
I actually, I've experienced these things several times where I think I'm not good enough, but I don't know why I always tell myself like, okay, cry tonight, but like just one night, and then the next day keep going, and I've realized, at that moment, actually, I didn't have a previous experience. I don't know why I did it. I just went again. I just didn't feel like quitting. I just felt like maybe I'm gonna try harder. But then later on, after several times that this happened, that I felt like I wasn't good enough, I cried, and then I went back and I just made it happen. Then I realized like maybe I just need to keep trying, right? And yeah, because I mean that was maybe one of the first times, but definitely not the only one. It keeps happening, like, because the challenges keep getting bigger.
Wow. Okay. No, I'm very like I have a lot of respect because I just wasn't very involved in, I guess, in in school, but I do remember having one of our teachers who brought an ex-student that was doing good in a community college, I remember. And he talked about networking and how this is really important, your first impression with the recruiter. Once you are talking to a recruiter, he no longer looks into, where do you go to college or what is your GPA. I mean, obviously these things matter, but once you talk to the recruiter, you have the opportunity to have like a clean slate
Yeah,
and say like, this is who I am, and sometimes they measure your emotional intelligence and the abilities that you have, and they also think, okay, this person might be a good culture add to my company. So
yeah,
networking is key, the way you talk, and we're gonna talk
yeah.
about like that you're gonna have
Yes,
workshops, right? You're
yeah,
gonna have
that's what I wanted to
workshops.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
tell us about the workshops.
yeah, we're gonna have several workshops, and like Sandra was helping me with this. Like she opened my eyes, like, no, we need to prep them. And this is so true. Like we're gonna prep the students who are accepted into the program. So like besides working in gaining like this professional experience, we're also gonna prep you to how to find jobs, how to apply for jobs, shining in your interview, your elevator pitch, and like all of these things that are going to be helpful, because
Mhm.
that's so true, like what you were saying, Sandra. Like, I mean, you don't have to be a perfect student, but because yeah, you just have to be like a good student, right? And but also show them when you talk to them that like your personality, right? Because that matters as well. Like just in this internship that I was doing right now with Lamp, I remember like this happened. That this person was doing me a favor, and like for my project, to run some images, but I mean, it was not part of his job description, right? And but yeah, like something happened, and then like an engineer from my team was like getting into a fight with him. I mean, they were being kind of rude between each other. So the guy was like, yeah, I'm not running the images anymore. And I was like, oh my God, that's my project, right? And then at the end, like I talked to him, and I told him like, look, like I know it's like you don't have to do this, but I really appreciate your help. And I was just so super nice to him. And at the end, he was like, oh, okay, like I'll do it for you, you know. So uh, and I talked about this on my page, and I was like never underestimate the power of being nice, but also like never underestimate emotional intelligence, like learning how to talk to people depending on how they are, learning about behavioral diversity. Like not everyone is the same, right? You in these engineering programs that I did, this is where I learned it. Like I learned to know myself and the things that like my qualities, but also like how they backfire, you know. So like for example, you know, I learned that obviously it helps me to be so extrovert and, you know, like be nice to people, so talkative, but that can also backfire. Like I talk too much, I can you know, like I can get like instead of working, I'm just like talking to like the people that work with me. So you know, I learned how to know myself and how to control myself, and also I learned how others are and how you will talk to them if there's a problem. I used to like sometimes feel bad if like someone was like not very friendly with me, but I learned like, okay, some people are just quiet, they don't want to like tell you their whole story, and you have to respect that, you know. All of these things that like I never thought about it before. It's so important to like understand others and understand this, and to be able to work in groups, because it's actually very hard to work in groups, right?
Yes, and this is a common question in the interviews. It's like, tell me about a time that you had you know, somebody in your team that didn't want to do the work. How did you work with them? And they're measuring you not only how can you work with people, they're measuring your emotional intelligence. How do you make them work for you? What did you do in that situation? So all of these things we're gonna like discuss, and yeah, like we just want to make sure that everyone is prepared to shine bright like a diamond when you're when you're like writing from any recruiter.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yeah, so as
yeah.
I said, yeah, besides like the professional skills, we're also gonna help you with your soft skills. And we're super excited. So yeah, go sign up because it's free.
Yeah, yes, yes. Okay. Well, Fernanda, is there what I wanted to ask you one last question. Uh, what was the most important thing you walked away from your engineering challenge?
Um, I remember like we did this in the blog, and you can go and check the blog. But right now probably I'm gonna give another answer. But the most important one, let me think. I mean, there were just so many good ones. Which one did I put in the blog?
Yes. It's
Well, okay, but
you
like,
said, yeah, go
uh,
ahead.
yeah. So I would say that, I mean, I just gained so many things. Like, I gained friends for life in there that they're now working in different companies, and I know I can call them and be like, "Can you help me get a job there?" If I wanted to. But right now, I'm finishing my PhD. But, yeah. So like, these networking, these connections. Um, as I said, I learned about emotional intelligence and behavioral diversity. I had no idea about this before. I would have not known this in engineering school because they don't prep you for that. And I think it's something that it's so important to know. So yeah, that was one of the most important things. And in and gaining the work experience, because as I said at the beginning, I never did an internship. And I think I saw a question there saying like if I was not afraid to get a job after I graduated because I didn't do an internship. But I mean, as I said, I got a job as an engineer, before I even got my bachelor. So I mean, I didn't get an internship, but I kind of like skipped that step, right? Like I didn't need the internship because I was already working as a project engineer, and I worked for my last 2 years of college as a project engineer. And then anyway, I knew I was gonna do my PhD, but I mean, I skipped the step of having the internship.
That's amazing. Great, great. Is there anything else you want to tell everyone? Any piece of advice? Uh,
Um,
uh,
so yeah, I will say that, right now that I've been talking about my experience, for anyone that feels like you're not good enough, or like you're not smart enough, and you feel like everyone in the room is just smarter than you, I'm telling you, like, I feel like everyone feels that way. Like everyone's feeling like they're the dumbest person in the room. So just try to like forget about that and just enjoy the experience. Learn, in class, if you're in class, if you're doing an internship, if you're doing a competition, whatever, just try to learn and enjoy the experience. Because if you fail, that's also learning. So whatever, like you did it. And yeah, and just remind people, if you are a female engineering student, then go and check out the Empower Engineers competition and apply it as soon as possible. And if you know other people, like if you're not a female engineering student, but you know other people, just share the opportunity. We're super excited. We're gonna have a lot of prizes, cash prizes, and opportunities to grow. So just join us.
yes, you can only gain good things about it. And what if I don't want to do the engineering competition? Can I still go into the career fair or
Well, actually, you will have to join because we're gonna have yeah, I forgot to say that we're gonna have a recruitment fair or career fair, but these, like, we're gonna prep the people. We're gonna
okay,
prep them with the internship and everything, and we're gonna give these resumes to the
recruiters?
recruiters and the companies. So yeah, super important. And I mean, this is cool, like we know how competitive it is to go to career fairs at university. So if you're looking for an internship, then this is a great opportunity.
Yes, okay, I'm so excited. All right, so you know it. She is gonna post the link on, I guess, on a swipe up, your bio. I think people ask you
Yes.
to post on your bio. So, and we are gonna just wait for you to send your application. Okay. Well, I guess I will give you back 20 minutes of your life, Fernanda. I know you're a mom. You probably have to put Nico in bed. So, yeah, I'm excited for this and I'm
Yes, I'm
excited
super
for,
excited to thank you. Thank you for partnering with us, with me, with Papaya Tutor. So yeah, we're super excited. After they save, like Sandra saves these lives, she's gonna leave the website as well. As I say, you can go to my profile, and I'm gonna put the link in the swipe up in my story, and also I'm gonna add it to my links on my profile.
yes. Okay. All right. Well, good night, everyone. And thank you for joining. And we hope to see you on October 23rd, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.